Hey, Laura Lee, come and record the Drift ad.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by Drift Outfitters in downtown Toronto, Ontario. Drift Outfitters is your source for all things fly fishing. From waders and boots to thread and feathers, Drift has it all. Check in on their website for their latest updates and policies regarding shopping during the pandemic. Curbside pickup for your online and phone orders is a great way to get the gear you need. And they're shipping for free across Canada on orders over $100. Visit driftoutfitters.com to learn more. driftoutfitters.com.
Oh, welcome to the 100th episode of SoFly. If you can believe that this is the 100th episode. My name is Mitch, and we've got Yilma.
Hello.
And we've got Gab.
Hey, everyone.
Gab's back for the 100th episode. If you could fucking believe that. How awesome is this?
It's pretty fun. Thanks for inviting me over, guys.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since we've even seen each other since you've moved back out to Quebec City.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Life is good, man. Chantal works from home. She was working from home before COVID. Yeah. So it kind of like preached for writing. I don't know, like it kind of helped out at the end. And then, I pitched her the idea of moving back to Quebec City to be closer to nature and do more things together. And she was like, fuck yeah, man. So we did it.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I know we haven't really spoke that much since you've gone back because, you know, you've been busy doing stuff and we've been busy doing stuff and COVID and everything else.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk all about it today. We're stoked to have you back on the show. It's kind of funny because this 100th episode, what we're doing is kicking it off with the OG. Me,
that's
Yilma,
true.
And Gab. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Three of us.
Too bad Aldo's not here, but
I know. But he's working. You know, it's funny because he's working in Temagami at Temagami Outfitting Co. doing the bar, right? Opening up
that's
the
so
outfitter
good.
with Eric. I know it's like another product of SoFly, right? So it's like as we sit here and talk about the 100th episode, one of the hosts is working at the first place the three of us ever took a trip to.
Exactly.
Up with Eric and Temagami. But why don't we just kind of like, it's the 100th episode. Everybody at home, thank you for listening. Super excited that we made it to 100. I don't know if we ever expected that we would. We didn't not, you know what I mean? We were just kind of doing our thing, and suddenly 10 episodes turned into 100. I don't even know how the hell that happened, but
I mean, we just started a thing. We didn't know it was going to be that far, right?
And look at us now with 100 episodes. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense, but it's exciting. Why don't we think back to when we started this friggin' thing? Do you guys remember when we would have our like blue snowball microphones and we'd be huddled in like the basement of some ad agency, like scrambling to figure out what the hell was going on?
Your apartment?
Yeah, the
I
first
still have
episode.
That mic.
Yeah,
and so do I.
Well, I remember we interviewed. Oh my God, he's gonna kill me. Mitch, say his name, and then you can pre-record. The dude from Rio guy.
Yeah,
Rio
Simon
Rock.
Gosworth. Yeah.
Gosworth. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember when Gosworth came on and we were in your apartment and we were interviewing him, this sort of legend in the blue on these like
I know on the
snowball
blue
mics.
mics and
We and you guys after I left, like we interviewed a bunch of legends.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Remember when we did John Gierek? I mean, we could talk about all of those, but I think the first episode was hilarious because I remember like sitting. I still have a very vivid memory of being in my little apartment on the 11th floor there, and huddled around the snowball mics. And it was like, okay, we hit record, and we're like, "Hey, well, here we go." Like, what do we say now? You know what I mean?
That was daunting. Even today, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I haven't talked like with like officially with anyone for a long time, so I was kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's now we're all like, it's like, well, whatever. Like we kind of do our thing. I mean, yeah, it's just funny thinking back to episode 1 and the sound quality and the three of us just trying to figure out some sort of fishing podcast thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at 100
that's how it
episodes.
always starts, humble beginnings, baby steps.
Gotta start somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere,
Yeah.
We literally started it in a booth at McVeigh's. That's where that's where the magic happened.
True,
Queen in Richmond, yeah.
Brainstorming and it's like, hey, I got this guy Gab. I got this wicked photographer, Gab. Let's do it. And then that was it.
Yeah,
And
Gab,
then
what did you think when we said, hey, do you want to be in a fly fishing?
I was totally in, because like I had this like really crappy blog that basically my wife had to rewrite every time I wrote something because it was in English. And then I was like, man, I'm ready for something else. But I didn't want to quit doing something in fly fishing. But I was like, I need something else. I need a crew. I'm tired to be by myself, you know?
Yeah.
And then you came along, and we didn't even know each other. We just knew someone that knew both of us.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
met at the pub and like, let's start something. What? I don't know. Let's just start something.
Yeah,
And then, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, you're like, it's going to be a podcast. And I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Fly fishing what?
Yeah, it's true.
And then you
Yelma,
said,
what do you think?
there's...
Like when we were like, let's do a podcast. Like, what?
Sorry, go ahead. Say it again, Mitch, because I am interrupting.
No,
Me too.
no. I'm not editing this at all. I mean,
Oh, okay,
there's internet latency. It's just the way she goes. But what came to your mind when it was like, let's do a podcast?
I
You
remember
listen to
this.
podcasts?
Yeah, no, at the time I didn't. Firstly, I'm ancient. Secondly, when you called me and you're like, Yilma, I got an idea. It was over the phone. I think you were with Gab or something. I don't know where you were, but you called me and I was walking down Church Street from work. And let's do a podcast, fly fishing podcast. I'm like, okay, yeah, but no. Actually, no, that's wrong. I didn't stumble. I actually, because you were so fresh in the industry and young and like you knew what was up, I just automatically said yes, because why not? You know, like I didn't know much about podcasts. It wasn't saturated at the time, and it was just like something that was refreshing for something that's so visual. Why not talk about it over the air? So I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Sorry, Gab. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I think. Oh yeah, no. I was like, when you told me, oh, this guy Yilma is gonna join, and because of your name, I thought you were Russian. I was like, Yilma, that guy sounds like he's from Eastern Europe. It was funny. I was like, I don't know any Russian. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I know. Oh my god. It's kind of true. I mean, like what, Ethiopia, I guess northwest Africa. Yeah. Name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure there was some
who
like
knows?
yeah, I'm sure there was some, you know, who knows where the origin of my name came from.
Who knows where words come from? Who knows where words
I
come
didn't know
from?
either. Like I didn't barely speak English at the time. I still barely speak English.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that first time we went up to Temagami to hang out with Eric?
Yep.
We were so excited to go on a fishing trip north somewhere. We like rented a Dodge Durango. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. You love driving that, Mitch.
We like rented a car. We were like, oh my god, we gotta like get prepared, man. We're like doing a gig, you know. We like drove to Temagami and
Yeah. Met a guy we never met before. Well, I guess we met Eric at the bar before, but like we didn't really know, you know. Like it was just like going up there, like.
Totally, man. Like how lucky were we too that Eric was like turned out to be one of the coolest people we'd meet.
Yeah.
In doing all these, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we've been there every year since.
Yeah.
Only last year and this year I didn't go, but even after my retirement, you know, like I went there a couple times, winter camping. You guys did it too the year after that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, so like Eric's became a friend, you know, like he's such a good dude.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, you know, I mean, how lucky we've been to you know, like the cool thing about SoFly and like these first 100 episodes is like all the people we've met and the places we've gone, and like I wouldn't even friggin' know you guys if it wasn't for SoFly. You know what I mean? Like we probably wouldn't. Why would you know? We might not be friends.
What do you mean? I loved you before SoFly at Due North or whatever.
I didn't like any of you before SoFly. Because I didn't know you yet. Not because I
Yeah,
didn't
true.
know you.
Yeah, hey, that's a good point.
Do you think we would have
So, Gab,
gotten along if we did? Oh,
Yo, my God.
do you think we would have
gonna
gotten
say?
along if we didn't fish together? That was a common denominator.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like,
I think so.
We're all three
Yeah.
creative people, you know, photography, writer.
but we probably wouldn't have done as much stuff as we've done. Like SoFly's forced me out of the house for a bunch of reasons. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
if it
Yeah.
wasn't for SoFly, I'd probably just like be at home knitting most of the time. You know what I mean? Like, but SoFly's
Yeah.
kind of made me like, oh, I got to go do this trip. Gotta go. And it's super fun, but it's kind of a commitment, right? And so we've spent tons of time, and we text every day because of this thing. You know what I mean? Like, So it definitely was a catalyst,
Yeah.
to our Franchon.
It
But,
became
Franchon.
a huge part of our life. Like,
Oh yeah,
if not so
100%.
fly fishing in general, man. Like,
yeah.
we lived
100%.
by it.
And it's blossomed into where we're at today. But Gab, how's life been in Quebec? Because you moved to Quebec. I don't even know what episode in, but you moved to Quebec and wanted to pursue a life there.
Right at the beginning
Your place
of
is
2020.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice, eh? So like Quebec City is way, way cheaper than Toronto. Well, it's not hard to beat. It's like but like we're like,
Totally.
you know what? Let's treat ourselves. Let's keep the same budget for our apartment that we had in Toronto, but in Quebec City. So then you live like a king, and that's what we did. We got this apartment in Old Quebec with like a fireplace, and it's on 2 floors too. Like the bedrooms are upstairs, and it's nice.
so
It's
sick.
nice.
It's a mansion in the sky.
Kind of, yeah. And then I have the
beautiful.
view. I have the view of like the Laurentians and everything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I can call my parents, be like, hey, it's raining at your place. Hey, I'm not here. And stupid. Like that.
What's the big? What's that chateau? Like, what's that big
Yeah,
classic
it's
building?
Chateau Frontenac.
Chateau
Yes,
Front.
that's the one.
Yeah, it's like
You
a
guys
it's like a
see
big
it.
hotel, right? Like it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one
So
in
it's,
Ottawa by the locks?
Oh, yeah,
that's,
same company, but
Chateau Laurier. Yeah.
Laurier.
Chateau Laurier, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
your
own
place
like
is
a
dope.
bunch of chateau in Canada. Well, we say chateau, but they're hotels. They always
Right.
were hotels. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
they were built by the CN, like way back.
Oh, cool.
Shit.
No way.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So life's been good. You've been fishing lots out there because you've gotten to go back and fish your home waters that we actually talked about in the early days of SoFly.
Yeah,
fishing
well, that
the
was
rookies.
like without even exaggerating, that was a bit of a reason why. Like I missed. Like Toronto was great. It's great fishing in Toronto and stuff, but like Quebec City, you're there. It's kind of like Thunder Bay, but like in a better city. Like I mean, not to say that Thunder Bay is shitty, but like in terms
Amen.
of nature, you drive 20 minutes north of Quebec City, you're in Crown Land. Like
Right,
you're with
you're just-
moose,
yeah.
wolves, and bears.
Right.
You drive 30 minutes outside Toronto, you're barely in Barrie yet.
Yeah.
So like I missed that. And then like I was just I was homesick a bit, and then my parents. I'm an only child, and I wanted to spend a little bit more time with my parents. Like Chantal's mother, she lives with her sister and stuff, so like she has them. But I was like, like I want to fish more with my dad and stuff. And you can tell, like every time I was visiting, like he was really happy, but then my mom would say like, oh, he's like depressed for like 2 weeks after you come. So I was like, why don't I just move there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd the last trip
Be
go?
closer to fam.
Because you took a brookie fishing, right?
So for my dad's birthday
Yeah.
in late June, I took my dad out. It was like 2 hours outside Quebec City. It's just a day trip. But like I rented a pickup and then we had a boat waiting for us there, and kind of played the guide with my dad. And
Nice.
he's getting older, right? He turned 60, and he had some heart issue before, so he's lost a bit of memories. And then he's like he was like getting frustrated. He couldn't tie his flies and stuff. And I was like, oh, give me that. And then I'm like, it's the return of the balance. When I was a kid, you didn't let me tie my own flies.
Yeah.
Now I'm tying your fly.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, it
And then
always
I'm
comes-
boating you around, like.
It always comes
Kind of,
it was
first.
it's
great.
kind of awesome that can happen. You know what I mean? Like you can experience a full, like that full thing. Like your dad's still fishing and you're fishing, and so you guys kind of have that. But that's awesome that you're closer to family. You can enjoy, fishing with them and stuff. It's nice.
It's awesome, and Chantal started fishing too, fly fishing. So like we go. Yeah. She's great. She hasn't caught anything big yet, but me and my dad the other day went on the Jacques-Cartier River in another spot, and we caught so many big, not huge fish, but like just beautiful fish for the river, right? Because it's public. There's no, and it's brook trout in Quebec. Like they're not ginormous all the time, but like we lift up some good fish. So like next time I'm in Quebec for my 4 days off, it's funny visiting home.
So what's going on? What are you doing now with work and stuff? Like you're calling us from a hotel right now.
Yeah,
You're on the road. You're on tour.
I'm on tour, baby. That's what we call it too.
Oh yeah.
So after I came back to Quebec City, I got a job at like a company, fly fishing company. I've always wanted to work there, but it didn't really work out. It was just, sometimes you want to work somewhere. It's just not what you imagined it'd be. And then with COVID, we just parted ways. And then I was like, oh, what's my next move, And then I was like, yeah, I'm ADD as well, right? So I changed my mind a lot, or I need to be stimulated all the time,
Stimuli.
Yeah.
And then I was like, for 2 months. For 2 months nonstop, I tied flies. I have so much flies. And then I was like, okay, what's my next move? And I was like, I didn't feel like, shooting weddings or anything. And then I was like, you know what? And then I pitched the idea because I always say I pitched the idea because I'm married and, we have a life. And so I was like, hey, babe, I'm going back to school. And she's like, wait a minute. And then, I make a little PowerPoint and be like, this is what. So she's like, great, join. But she thought it was a year. But like it was a technology program. So like it's 3 years. So after I joined, I was like, by the way, it's 3 years. She's like, what? And I'm like, that's okay.
It's okay. Don't worry. Don't freak out.
Yeah. So,
You owe her,
that's what
man.
happened.
You owe her after this.
Oh yeah. And then I was at home. I was like, okay, I like taking photos, but not of everything, Like I like to be in the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
And then what's more important, like taking photos or being in the forest and stuff. So I was like, you know what? And then I've always been a bit engaged as well. Like I've always wanted to do something for our environment and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna join forestry program. And then that's the rest is history. And I've done 1 year. Now I'm doing my internship in forestry. Inventory. So like we have like GPS points, and then we drive the pickup as far as we can, and then after that we get out of the pickup and walk a kilometer, and then we have like plots that you have to find with the GPS, and then count the trees and measure, not count, but measure the trees.
Yeah.
And then so I'm doing for the summer, but it's been kind of hard, like because Chantal, like I pictured the idea to move to Quebec City to spend more time together. And then right when things started open after COVID, during COVID, I'm gone all summer. So it's kind of like, there's ways to do it. Like I'll be working locally, like for the rest. But like this summer, like it's kind of like the base of our career as forestry technologists, like doing inventory and, like carrots and trees and then, do all that stuff, like all the hard work. And then,
but you get to spend a ton of time out in the woods and outside enjoying the nature.
I've never been so much in the woods my entire life.
I mean, that's the dream. That's your dream. You're the woods.
It's
you're
pretty
the woodsman.
cool, yeah. No,
and
I
your
love
beard's
it.
looking bigger than ever, too, I might
It's
say.
nice, eh?
It's huge. It's the
I
longest I've
trimmed it a
ever
bit.
seen it. You're living the Gabby in the woods kind of life.
Yeah, man. I've always been the type of person that do what he wants when he wants, and that's what I do.
That.
I still have to ask permission. I'm a married man.
For sure.
But
nicely, get some cheese and some wine and things like that, right?
Every time she says yes, I go, yeah.
Love it.
I don't.
It was
do
cool
half.
actually. When we called in, Gab was wearing his OG So Fly shirt, which has
check
the
this
old
out.
original
With
slogan
the
on it.
Taiwan on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's so cool to see the old shirt. No, that's great, man. I'm glad you're like living it up out there. I'd love to come out and see you. Kogan
Yeah,
was
you guys,
really,
you guys need to come down next summer. I'll be I'll do another internship, but I'll make sure it's local.
Yeah, man.
So I don't get divorced, and you guys can come visit.
Mitch, did you hear me typing, by the way? Sorry.
Typing? No, what are you typing?
Good. No, I was just messaging Aldi.
I mean, I'll
Hey,
probably
we're
message
talking,
who?
Yelma.
We're
That's
all right
weird.
here, Yelma. Who are you messaging? Aldo?
Yeah. He hasn't.
What
do you
about you
message?
guys?
He didn't reply. I
What
just wanted
about
to see
you?
what he thought of the thing. Anyways, it's not a big deal. I just want to know what he thought of the coming soon. But anyways, he replied.
That's cool, Yelma. That's great.
This-
That's great.
This
that
is
will
the-
be cut out.
It won't. I'm not editing
No,
anything
you
for the
gotta.
100th episode. Yelma's always Gab. Since you've left, Yelma's new thing is like, Mitch, can you edit that out and edit this out? He just makes work for me. Like, I'm not going to do any of that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yelma, have a trick. Just behave.
Yeah, exactly. Just be better.
Do what I say. Don't do what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I never behave.
Hey Gab, though, I thought about this on the river the other day. We got to fish together because you would love my casting now. You'd be like,
Oh, I bet.
Remember back in the day?
I've seen you in photos and
I
videos,
know,
man.
I know, but together, the real world, we need to go.
Dude,
It'd be
when
fun
we
to
start,
fish again.
When we
That's a
started
lot.
SoFly, you couldn't even tie your own flies.
I know. I still
Yeah.
Now you go to Mexico and catch bonefish.
I know.
That's
true.
huge. That's huge,
true.
man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no,
It's a good point, eh?
I'm
Like
happy.
Yilma didn't even fly fish when we started this thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. It was like completely newbie. And then, we knew things about fly fishing, but like not nearly
Totally.
as right now.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I
No,
mean?
no
Like
way.
we've grown so much with SoFly. Like, like working at SoFly, like Rob asked me to work at the shop, and then
Yeah,
I worked
that's
at the
right.
shop, and I'm like, I've been fly fishing forever, and I feel like I know nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's-
and
The podcast will do that to you, though, because, when we started this thing, I was like, yeah, I know enough about fly fishing. And then we started, and I'm like, I don't know shit about fly fishing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you start meeting guests around the world and things like that, and you're like, wow,
then
there's
you-
a lot to learn.
And then you talk with guests, and you're like, wow, I really don't know anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all kind of, when we were getting into it, we all knew that this podcast was going to be for us to learn and take people along the journey. And, we weren't the experts, that kind of stuff. And
For
I
sure.
think that was cool about Yilma coming on because he was totally new to it. And it's like, yeah, you're right, Gab. It's really interesting to see how
All of us,
we've grown
Yilma, Mitch, myself, Aldo, like we all brought something different, and that's what makes it great.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you got any fishing plans this summer, like the beyond Quebec, or
Not
I
really,
guess
no.
You're working a lot, right?
No,
Do you take
because
your rod
even-
with you?
I do. At first, but I thought. So when I got this internship, I was supposed to go to James Bay and North Shore a lot, which are two
man.
regions that I. But it is what it is, and then
Yeah.
contract came out too late, and I was already assigned to another team. So, but I
Yeah.
did even here. There's a little river, like a slow moving river, and then there was stuff jumping. So I brought my
wow.
rod and caught some chubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the first two runs that we had was at a lodge,
Yeah.
and she let me took a boat, just a row, just row around. I had no motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't. I kind of told her I was going to fish, but I kind of worded it in a way that she didn't quite get it. And then I took my rod and just went around an island and one evening and caught 3 pike. But
shit.
then there was these 2 old guys coming with a typical fishing boat with a motor, and they were kind of making fun of me. They're like, "Oh, look at that tourist, row.
Yeah.
Who does row a boat anymore?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then wearing my toque. It's in June. They're like, "What the fuck? Who's this guy?" And then as they pass by, I'm like, "Hey, so how's fishing, guys?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing all day. We've been here since 6 a.m." What about you? Oh, I've got 3 pike in the last 40 minutes. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And they
love
were
that. I love those stories. It was just in Temagami with Aldo a couple of weeks ago, and I was fishing off the dock, just fly fishing, and a couple of people that who probably have cottages up there. I don't know their names, thankfully, but they're watching me fly fish and oh, they're never gonna catch. He's not gonna catch anything fly fishing. And as soon as he said that, a 4-pound bass hit my rod, and I was just like,
It's the best, right?
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, ignorance. I tell
Yeah,
you.
there you go.
It doesn't happen very often, and
No.
I usually don't hold a grudge. It's kind of funny, but that time I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah, man.
And then they're like, "What are you using?" I'm like, "Oh, streamers." They're like, "Oh, you're fly fishing. All right." And then I
All right.
took
I don't
off,
know.
and then but they complained to the lodge owner.
that you're
They're
fly
like, "Oh,
fishing.
this guy." Yeah, no,
What?
because I was staying there as a forestry worker, not a
paying guy.
tourist.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I was a paying guest, but not the same type of
Right.
service.
Well, whatever.
So the guys went to the lodge owner and complained that one of the forestry worker was catching fish.
Hey,
So
man,
she was
if you
like,
can't
"Don't do
catch
that
fish,
anymore."
come on now.
I
You
was
can't be
like-
complaining.
Oh my god.
So that was my highlight.
so
And then
funny.
every time I come back, I try to go. I went with my dad not too long ago, and we had an amazing fishing day.
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to go last weekend. I was in Quebec with Chantal, but the weather wasn't very good. It was like a thunderstorm, and like Chantal, she's fly fish now, but she's still kind of learning and still kind of learning to appreciate it. So If I want her to love it, I'm not gonna bring her in like downpour and be like, let's go all day.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
It's like the other day fishing was hard and she was there and it was hot. And I was like in like bushwhacking to get to a point. And then at some point she was like, I'm done. And I'm like, fair. Like, we've been here since 7 and it's 2:00. That's fine. We can go.
When it turns into work, we all have those days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the bugs are bad and you're just like, wait a second, why am I doing this again? Like,
no, that exactly.
Go back and drink a beer.
I never have those days.
Gab, what's like one of your favorite like memories? One of your favorite memories or moments from over the years, Gab? Like, have you had if you can think back to a trip or a time on the river? I can tell you mine. One of mine.
Mine is the one that I always mention, but like it was kind of like our big trip. It was like the Idaho River, right? Like because you guys did like different things after that. Like went down to Mexico, you went down to Texas, but I didn't take part of that. So like Idaho was really the big trip, and Montana with Aldo. Yeah. And Chloe, that was pretty sick. But like Idaho Piscat, it's just like I talk about it at least once a day to someone.
It's beautiful up there. I know we talk about it all the time too. So like we've done more trips, and there's a lot of amazing destinations in the world. It's fun to think that all of our favorite, or at least like quite high on that list, was Northern Ontario.
Well, it's the farthest north of it. Like, like for work, I've been to Fort McMurray, but it wasn't like it was for football. It wasn't for for photo football. It wasn't for fishing. So, and it's not as remote. Like it's far away, but like Idaho is just remote. Like you get there, it's 2 hours of float plane crossing Muskeg after Muskeg for 2 hours.
Yeah,
and then you get to like a little 2-cabin little property, and you're like, wow, like it's far.
How?
And I think like, what's up, Bill?
I was going to ask Gab. I never asked him about how Nipigon was. I know that you went with Matt Martin.
Yeah, because that's north.
Yeah, you guys have Matt on. Oh, Nipigon was sick, man. It's intimidating. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
All three of us, Matt's dad, Matt, and I, never been there. Matt's a good boat captain and stuff. So like but like at some point, like on the way back, the waves were so big, we were kind of like stuck in it, like we were surfing waves with the 18-foot boat, 17 I think, but still I was like, whoa. And then some days we couldn't even get out of our little island and stuff because it was just so windy and sick.
Yeah.
And the fishing is good, the thing but tough.
Yeah, like it's hard because it's so it's just a giant lake, right? Like you really got to figure out how to do that. Mm-hmm. It's exactly handy to have like Matt's dad there, someone that's like done it. You know what I mean? Or
and like like Matt's dad was so amazing. Like Matt, like he says, Matt, you guide, Gab, you take photo, and I take care of the camp. So like he cooked all the time, and just like just those two guys, man. Like Matt and his dad are just like great dude to be around.
Great guys. Yeah. Well, I don't know his dad. I know Matt, and he's a
Well,
dude.
Matt is like a copy paste of his dad. They're just both amazing,
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that Attawapiskat. It's going to be hard for us to ever beat that because it was just like the thing with Attawapiskat was it was our first and for everything. Like it was the first time we've ever been on a float plane. All of us, like we were like, it was like wow, like that realization, like wow, like this is a really cool thing, and it's like. I don't know, like if we'll ever be able to top it, Maybe the Seychelles.
Yeah. But also like just the quality of like
totally.
I'm always amazed by like the forest and then the area where we are. But like we get there, we unpack, and 45 minutes after jumping in a boat, we all have fish over 40 inches. And you're like, dude, it's been 45 minutes. We're here for 7 days. Mm-hmm. And even me, like you guys were catching fish, and I wasn't really at first.
Not because you were popping, Gab. That's why.
And I was getting frustrated, and I was like, and then when I caught that big fish, I was like, why the fuck am I frustrated? I've been here for 40 minutes. It was like
true.
I know.
That's true.
I know. And I'm like this, like both hands, and I'm like, whoa.
I know, man. That clip's so funny.
Yeah,
so good.
That is funny.
No, I was impressed.
Holly captured that face, that surprise face, really well.
Yeah, Holly was up there with us. So fun. It was so fun.
She's in BC now, eh?
Oh yeah, no way.
She moved there. Yeah.
She moved there right on. That's sick.
She's in Temagami this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
yeah,
she's, like,
but she's
visiting.
on her way, I think, to BC.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were gonna. I was actually gonna do. Holly and I were gonna do our advanced open water in BC, but then COVID hit. Like we were talking about it, like literally 2 weeks before COVID, and then
Diving?
COVID hit. I was like, no, yeah, diving. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she's probably gonna keep. She's gonna keep going. I want to go out there and do it with her. That'd be sweet.
Do you still is your like credential like expires if you don't do it, or you just have it? Or?
It doesn't expire, but it's good to like do a refresh if you don't dive consistently.
Yeah.
These days I kind of float like
Well,
a bit
for
of a
sure,
cork,
right? No,
you know,
if you
I gotta drop a couple lbs,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm popping around the pond like a little bobber out there. I can't be scuba diving, you know. So I gotta get in shape and then go back and do my research and then go for it. But man, we got it. That'd be fun, you know. Like let's start a scuba diving thing. So scuba, you know.
Yeah. I've never scuba. It's not something that I've not that I'm not interested, but it just never happened. You know.
Yeah, I know. I was always
It's-
trying to get you guys to
Yeah.
do it with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Aldo and I were supposed to do
Remember,
it, but COVID hit. We're supposed to get our
Oh yeah.
COVID,
in Lake
COVID
Erie.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
would-
was supposed to do. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, what's
go
that,
ahead.
Gab?
Oh, I was like with COVID, like I was supposed to, because like the job that I had before, we were supposed to make like some fishing, hunting movies and stuff like that. And then I
Yeah.
was supposed to get all my hunting license and
Right.
and gun registers and stuff. And it was all like it went all down the drain. Like so I haven't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the world's opening back up again, and we can.
Oh
all
yeah,
do the things, you know. But
yeah.
in the meantime, you know, keep on trucking.
What about you
Um,
guys? What have you been doing for the last year and a half?
Jeez, man, you know. Well, I mean, apart from just working like crazy, you know, thankfully I was able to keep a job during COVID. That was good. And then it's actually gotten really busy, so just kind of been sticking it out there. And then, yeah, SoFly, man. Like we've just been doing SoFly things and fishing around Ontario as much as we can. You know, we've traveled in our own province a bunch and that kind of stuff. But no, kind of just more of the same thing. You know, just
Okay.
living life.
Well, you guys went up north. I forgot the name.
Esnagami, yeah, Esnagami.
Esnagami. Yeah, that must have been cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really cool place, man. Yeah, we went there. We were lucky enough to go there last year too, and it's an awesome lodge. Like it's like a quick fly-in lodge, 15-minute flight, and you're on the lake, and
Oh yeah,
great
nice.
big brook trout on the river and big pike and stuff like that. So it's a pretty sweet little setup he's got up there.
Yeah, it looked really nice from what I saw.
I caught one on a muddler, Gab. So thank you.
Really? Yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah, and he's
did it for
saying
you.
Gab, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember it.
muddlers work, man. I do different ones now. Like muddler minnows, it's a bit old, but like you know,
Yeah,
they for brook trout, they just work, man.
that's the move.
And Aldo and I have been
Yeah, but what have
guiding.
you been up to the year and a half? Because like I just jumped in. But
Yeah, no, I mean,
You've been guiding.
I've been guiding. I mean, Aldo and I guide to Mogami down to Lady Evelyn. Remember, Gab? We did that intro kind of scout.
Yeah,
brook trout.
So
yeah.
because
And then I did it. I took 2 people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys did it after.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
cool.
So you know all about it. So we're doing
Oh yeah.
we're doing 4 trips this year. Well, Eric says 4. I
4?
think it's going to be 3. But
Okay.
I think some people were
Still.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's gotten popular.
Yeah, it's getting
no doubt about
getting
that.
popular.
Well, it's
Getting pops.
an amazing little river. I mean,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
great.
sick.
and it's a lot of canoe people, but like those
Yeah.
like canoe trippers are not necessarily like anglers, right? Like they just
Yeah.
go canoe, so
Yeah.
they bypass a lot of what we see as like amazing fishing spots.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just zip by.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
When I was there, we set up camp at just the beginning of a rapid, and every single morning we caught a male bumpy like back brook trout of like 15 inches every single morning.
yeah.
And it would be like
yeah.
it would be like, oh, this morning you cast first,
Yeah.
and then the next morning it's okay, your turn, and then they're like, Gab, you do it. I'm like, no, I'm here for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, no,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do it, and then I'm like, boom, like every single day.
Yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah, it's still like that. It's still like that.
Yeah, I bet,
Yeah.
because no one fishes,
fishes
there.
there.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah,
I bought Yilma a bidet. I bought him a bidet, and he hasn't used it yet for his birthday.
No?
no.
Oh, I would
I
love
bought
that.
him like 4 days ago, and he hasn't used it.
I'm
What are you
about to
waiting
be-
for, Yilma?
I'm gonna hook it up. I'll hook it
a
up.
bidet.
It's a long weekend, man. I'm working hard at Victory, and
I know, but well, yeah, I got him a bidet, and he
Oh,
hasn't
that's
used it. But
nice.
I thought it's a nice gift,
it's a
right?
great
I got
gift.
my friend a bidet.
Oh, why did you tell Gab what I
Yeah.
got you?
He got me a paddle and he won't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. I got him
Yeah.
one of the teals at Tamagami Outfitting.
He tells me every time I see him since June that he got me a paddle. Yeah. But I tell him I got him a bidet, so.
Yeah, and then I was working at the Hive quite a bit, and then I just decided to quit and become a freelance designer full time, and I've been doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not at the Hive anymore?
No. I said fuck it, and I said I gotta. I think COVID did that. I think COVID did that with a lot of people. It was almost like a little near-death experience. Like, man, this is a weird time. Life's too short. Do what you want, and that's why I took the risk. And my heart was like,
so I'm back to school, man.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and I'm with I'm like the older. Like the college. It's like people coming from like high school.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 35, 36 now. But and like those kids are like, wow, like that's like my dad.
Yeah.
But like that's why too I joined, right? Like I think like environment's gonna take like a big part of our life. It's gonna be a big part of our life, and I want to be part of that. And like not like the old school way, but I'm like all new school, man. Like new ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the time.
Yeah.
It's the time.
It's the time.
No, I love that, man. Carpe diem, like it's great that that you went back to school. Like fuck, whatever, don't let age get in the way of that, right?
Yeah.
It's
I had a college degree before, but it was kind of like a general one to go to university, and it was like social science. So, and I was like, something more tech. This one is like it was way more math than I thought. It was like
this one,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, because it's all about it's research, right? It's research about the forest. So research is like applied math. So it's very different. But like I've been shooting a lot of photo too. Like
that's cool.
I've been documenting a bit like it's the same thing as I did with SoFly and with fly fishing and hunting. You know? I just document what we're doing.
Same camera?
Yeah. And then no, I've actually traded in all my stuff. Like I had a whole bunch of Canon gear, and I had a great camera, but it was getting older. And it was like so bumped up, man. I have my like scratch on lenses and stuff. Like I don't with what we do, it's hard to take care of our stuff. and now I'm super clumsy. So like so it was like my camera was like bumped and stuff. But no, I traded in for a new camera. I'm using a Fuji 100V, I think, something like that.
Nice.
It's like a fake old school camera, and it's got like I was like, okay, what lens do I use? I always use my 35 on my Canon anyway. So I was like, you know what, this one has like a 35, and you can't even remove the lens. I was like, I'm going full simple, but like I was
it's
like
flat.
Yeah. My buddy
so
John has this one. It's nice.
It's like simplifying, my kit,
Yeah.
and then just take photo for the love of it, not for like technicality or any shit like that. Like, I don't even know how many pixels it takes. I don't care. Like I'm just loving it.
Whoa, you're a change.
And the guys love
I don't
it
know
too.
who this Gab is, eh? Wow.
I haven't changed that much.
Just changed his camera.
Yeah.
New camera, new gear.
New gear.
Same Gab.
Yeah, no, but it's sweet. It's so much lighter too. Like I was like, my backpack always weighed like 50 pounds. Now I have one little camera.
Same Gab, new tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Same Gab, new tricks. Yeah.
Well, rock and roll. I mean, we've talked now for 40 minutes. We do have after this ad, we did talk to Aldo. We talked to him this morning, so
nice.
We're gonna play that after this ad. But Gab, it's been awesome, like catching up, man, and just getting to chat and everybody at home. Thanks for just listening to the 100th episode where we're just catching up. We're reminiscing. We're chatting. It's one of those kind of laid back shows. We figured that's the best way to spend the 100th is just to kind of just chat. And it was really nice, Gab, to be able to talk to you because we haven't really gotten to spitball in a while, No,
so, I was excited when you asked me. I was like, "Fuck yeah, that'd be cool."
Yeah, man.
And then all day today, like I was like nervous and stuff. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, man. Well, we should do we should when we can get together, go fishing. Frig, man, we'll come out to Quebec, or maybe we'll
you guys come to
go
Quebec.
somewhere. Yeah.
I've got a place for you guys. My apartment's big enough.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
huge.
We don't. I don't live far from like decent fishing.
It'd be awesome, dude. And then we can do a podcast from your house.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Gab, I got the Patagonias, the Danners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. My Redingtons were good.
Yeah.
They were just
Like
they just broke, so it's kind of new ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
the boots.
It didn't break. The sole came off. I mean, like after what 6 years of using them. I mean, that's the only thing that happens.
Yeah, I need to change my boot too because like they're like 9 years old now. I take tumbles literally every time I go fish now. Like there's no tread on my boots. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I like those Sims boots. Adis has the same pair. They're nice.
Chantal wanted to gear up too. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna gear up this year," because like last year she fished in like Speedo shoes.
Yeah.
And then she got the boots, but because of COVID, there was not a lot of. She wanted those Patagonia, the new waders.
Yeah.
But they didn't have her size, so it'll be next year. But she's got the boots now.
Nice.
With the neoprene socks, so
Aldo has those waders. They're amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab some. I'm grabbing
nice.
Patagonia too. I'm gonna grab a pair of those for sure.
Oh yeah, sick.
Yeah. I like the Patagonias. They're sweet.
I don't need to. I got the G3 waders,
anyway.
and I fall. I scratch. I do everything, and they're just there. So I'm good with those for now. But
they're holding up.
Oh
for
yeah,
yeah, they're really good.
You're gonna have those waders for like a long time.
Yeah, man.
And I know you take care of your stuff as well. So,
I'm a little princess.
the better care you give them, they'll last longer.
I come home, I wipe them, I steam them.
Jesus.
I'm like that too. Like even I've always been like that as well. And then
Terrifying.
even the guys with forestry, like my vest, like my orange vest full of shit. Like I always empty it, put it in the washing machine and stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, all the pickup smells like BO. It's
Gas.
terrible.
Oh
Diesel.
man, Mitch, before we go, I know you're running. I know you want a beer. I can
Yeah.
tell this is beer time for Mitch. He's like, oh, I'm fucking beer. I saw Chantel's story. It was awesome.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
that was
Happy birthday,
awesome.
Gab. Jesus Christ, I forgot for a second.
I didn't
Thanks
want
for
to say
reminding
it.
me.
I didn't want to say it.
Oh,
Obviously,
no.
I was
Sound
gonna
like
say
I
it.
was
Come
waiting.
on, Mitch.
I love that. No, I was going to message you happy birthday earlier, and then I was like, I'm going to tell him on the show. It's the first thing I'm going to say. And I immediately forgot.
It's the same thing.
I turned
said.
36.
Yeah, man. Frig, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
That's amazing.
Gab.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Chantel's story is hilarious. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. The Lion King thing.
Yeah, it was classic
Yeah,
Gab moments. No doubt about
The
that.
31st,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's always
I
been.
don't know why I got so excited about
Yeah.
that.
The 31st
It's
of
always-
July.
it's-
That's so awesome.
It's always sunny as well.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because July 31st, like chances are it's gonna be nice weather. So.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, for
totally.
sure.
It's been
Yeah,
cold
frig,
up
man.
here, which I love.
Well, we're all July
happy
babies.
birthday.
Us three, you know that, right?
That's
June.
I thought
June.
Mitch
June,
Mitch was
yeah,
June.
Mitch is
Yeah.
June, sorry.
June, baby. But yeah, dang, man. Sorry for not saying happy birthday.
Well, don't
earlier.
stop
I was like,
saying
all right,
that. The
see
whole
you
point of
later.
me
It's
bringing
alright.
up the story was to tell him happy birthday.
No, I forgot. I completely forgot. I was gonna say. I mean, I didn't forget this morning, but I did. I woke up and Steph's like, "Hey, it's Gab's birthday." I'm like, "Oh no, shit, we're recording today too." Happy birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Yeah,
man.
thanks.
Are you doing
thanks.
anything right now? Are you gonna go like drink some beers or something?
Yeah, I still have to do some work because
Yeah.
I'm the assistant. When I
Yep.
come back, I have to enter the little tree carrots into a thing and
Right.
note them and stuff. And then after that, we're gonna go for drinks at the hotel of the bar of the hotel.
Right.
It's like
Right.
it's like a small like forestry town, man. The parking lot is full of 4-wheelers and side by side.
Oh no way.
Have you seen side by sides?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, those are sweet.
Ah, those are ugly, man.
Oh, you don't?
They're like dune buggies.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
We saw them when we went.
Gab, how far are you from Toronto? Like how many hours?
Yeah, right now, shit. You know what I'm about? I'm about probably 3 hours northeast of Montreal. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
So like what, like 9 hours from Toronto kind of thing?
yeah, it's probably 9 hours.
So if I got in the car right now, it'll never work. You'll be working again. It'll be like
Yeah, I have to work, man. I leave at 6:45, and then I'm back around. Well, be back. It depends how much distance we cover. But
We got to get you some Filson's gear for your birthday, bud, because you could use them.
are you guys?
No wish.
working
no,
with
no,
Filson?
no connection
Okay.
to Filson.
Man,
Okay.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, Filson's great, but you know what? To do what I do,
Yeah.
you don't want to
And
wear
Filson,
Filsons.
no. People are gonna be like, "What's this guy got a $2,000
Zoolander.
vest on?"
And then,
Zoolander
it's
Filson.
not just
Yeah,
that. It's not just
totally.
that. Is that you literally ruin everything.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
Like there's nothing that's the hardest on your gear than working.
No,
in the forest.
guys.
I love Filson. I love Filson. Don't get me wrong, but Yilma would say we gotta get you some
I wasn't.
Filson
You guys turned it
to
around.
go to work.
No, I didn't mean get it from use it for work.
Yilma's showing up.
I'm just saying he's a forest man now, so he has to in his daytime would wear Filsons as well. That's what I meant.
Mark's Work Warehouse, Yilma. Mark's Work Warehouse.
Yeah,
20%
I wear
off
Big Bill,
coupon.
Big Bill, and then
Big Bill.
Well, what did you say, Gab?
And then
you have to buy expensive because you're too poor to buy cheap or something. What was your saying?
I'm too poor to buy cheap. So instead of like keep buying the same cheap shit, I just buy something expensive.
What is it
and
in
never
French?
replace it. I don't know. I've always said that. I learned it in English.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be I'd have to think about it. It would be trop pauvre pour acheter cheap. Because it's Quebec, right? Like we use English. Cheap is like you don't even need in Quebec. We use the word cheap all the time.
Right.
Oh man.
Well, Gabathy, happy birthday! Thanks for coming on the show. It was great to catch up with you, man.
Yeah.
Thank
you for spending the 100th episode, and thank you both you guys for starting up SoFly years ago.
It's an honor. Yeah. It's an honor.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I'm getting a little crazy.
You guys
I don't know why. Sorry.
You guys, I'm glad you guys are keeping it going. Yeah. And I knew you would, but and
we'll get together again, and then we'll do another one of these on the 200th episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm sure there's gonna be one. There's no way.
No way.
3 years from now. It's not that far.
Yep. It's true. It's not. It really isn't. You're right.
Mitch.
Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody. Yeah, Yelma. What do you want?
I'm heading over now to hang out.
For what?
I have no friends.
To hang out. Nah, I gotta go. I'm going to see The Green Knight.
Oh fuck.
Oh, you're going to see that movie? I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, we're gonna go see it. We're gonna go check it out.
It looks so good.
It's supposed to
now that I'm in Quebec City, I can't go see a movie in English.
Oh right.
Oh true. Yeah, it's all.
Well, sometimes there is, but like not.
What if you get?
Yeah.
You probably get Crave, or Prime.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I think you can buy it. You could rent it for a day.
Oh really? I might do that
this
tonight.
Is like throwback.
I might do that
this
for my birthday.
Yeah. This is like throwback SoFly content where we'd be talking about fly fishing and then tangent off and talk about freaking Crave subscriptions.
Sorry guys.
Hey, but
it feels like episode 2 again.
You know what's the best though?
Bye.
SoFly is yours. You can talk about whatever you want.
Exactly. All right, well, everybody, thanks for listening. And after this break, we're gonna hear from Aldo.
All right, say hello to Aldo for me.
Oh, you got it, baby. See you, Gab.
Bye.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by Gills Fly Fishing International. Gills Fly Fishing International provides the destination fly fishermen with the best personalized trip planning and booking experiences possible. And they run FFI Magazine, an online fly fishing magazine with articles from your favorite fly fishing writers. The magazine is filled with tips, trips, and tightline stories to get you jacked for your next adventure out on the water. Visit flyfishinginternational.com to learn more. That's flyfishinginternational.com. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hi.
Aldo.
Hi.
Aldo, can you believe it's 100 episodes?
I can't believe it, man. Well, it actually hasn't been for me, but it has been for you guys. So I got to say a big old congrats to Mitch and Yilma here. Yo, Yilma. This is your, I mean, it's our, but it's your 100th episode.
It is, and I am super pumped, super excited, and I'm very humbled the fact that we made it to 100 episodes and counting.
Did you ever
join
think
on episode 17 though, bro?
I did join episode 17, so that makes this my 83rd episode, which is actually the year I wasn't born in.
Wow! What a crazy coincidence!
What a
crazy coincidence! I was born in 86.
Oh man,
Yilma, you were born in the 70s, right?
I was born in 72.
72. Okay, so
I was born in 82. I just turned 39. Fuck.
Right on.
It's gonna be Yilma's 39th birthday forever.
I know.
Totally.
I still have to hook up the bidet you got me. Thanks, guys.
You still haven't hooked that up?
No.
My God, he's never gonna do it.
I'm gonna.
Well, I'm glad we got that for you.
Oh yeah,
nice
you gonna use the gift that we got you? Huh?
It's nice. It's nice to know you really like that gift we got you there, Yelma. Well, we just spoke to Gab and talked to him for half an hour. And now we're going to talk to you, Aldo, and the three of us, and just reminisce about some of the trips we've done with various peeps.
Yeah, I mean,
Over
it's
the
too bad we couldn't
cheers.
have all. Yeah, too bad we couldn't have all done that together. But I'm up in Temagami, and there's things to get done. But I got to thank Gab for all the good times we had. Actually, the very first time I went fishing with the SoFly crew was with just me and Gab on the Humber River, and we caught a steelhead. I caught a steelhead, and he took some pretty awesome pictures. And he also tailed it. We didn't have a net. Gab, I think that was the most sure of himself I've ever seen Gab. He just walked up to that fish and he was just bam, tailed it
He grabbed
perfectly.
it by the tail. Yeah.
That's my first SoFly fishing story. Was me and Gab on the Humber River. I caught a steelhead and Gab tailed it. And then we both got really cold because we were both soaking wet after that experience. And we had a beer in the parking lot, but we shouldn't have because we both were shivering on the drive home.
So cold.
That's my first SoFly experience. Aside from,
remember
of
that
course, the
steelhead.
podcast we did together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the first podcast we did was when we were talking about your trip across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do another one of those, an actually SoFly one where we just take a year off and go around the States. That'd be so fun.
Wow. That'd be so great. I mean, Steph wouldn't have an issue with that, right?
She's actually planning a trip across the States too.
Oh, really? So Steph and Bree will come. Okay, this is
Bree's
great.
Bree's been bugging me to do another road trip.
Yeah.
she's behind me right now. She's like,
Yeah.
and
That's funny. I love that. Oh, what?
I was just saying it'd be great. Get a big RV
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it'd be so awesome.
or a tour
Slap
bus,
a SoFi sticker on it.
like a
tour
Snoop
bus,
Dogg
right? Yeah.
sized tour bus.
Oh my God, totally. That'd be
I don't
so
know why
sick.
my mind went to Snoop Dogg, but it'd be like Almost
Well, you know,
Famous, and we could call it Almost Fish Famous.
Almost Fishmas. Yeah, totally.
Fishmas. That's like Christmas.
Yeah, well, the first time you went fishing was with Gab on Steelhead. That was true.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that fish. But the first trip we did together was Attawapiskat, right?
Elk Lake?
Elk Lake was
Elk Lake.
That was
Elk
our
Lake was
first.
before Attawapiskat. That was in June or May of that year.
That was our baptism into shooting and hanging out together.
That's right. Episode 25, I think, or 27. Let me look.
Which
here.
still
Scrolling down.
remains one of my. I think we've all got the episode list in front
22.
of us.
Yeah. 22.
I
Episode 22.
still think that's one of my most cherished recordings because we were so
Yeah,
tired
that's-
and we were just wasted and we just finished our first trip together and it went so well.
It was fun.
It was fun because we got
was
to
fun.
do that little seminar. That was fun too.
Yeah, and we were talking about and when we recorded that night, it was 4 a.m. We were talking about spicy chickens, Elk Lake. That was our first trip. That was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and we ended up going back there year after year
Mhm.
for a few years. Love
Yeah.
those guys. Shout out to Roger and Mary, Elk Lake. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're listening, go check it out. Maybe you did. Maybe you went and fished at one of these lodges. That's kind of been the cool thing about these 100 episodes, People actually going to fish the places that we went to fish because we're like, hey, these places are nice. And they're like, oh, okay, then go check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Good feeling to help out our our friends.
But then Attawapiskat
Oh,
was
God.
the next episode. It was
Yeah,
episode
well,
23.
Attawapiskat was great. It was great.
And that was our first fly somewhere trip together.
Yeah.
That's back when we were doing one episode a month still, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One episode a month, yeah. Because it
And
went
you had
Elk
short
Lake,
hair.
Attawapiskat.
It's when Aldo had short hair and
And I was significantly more in shape.
Oh my God, me too, which is saying something. Because I wasn't in shape then either, so I don't know what's happening now.
you're a shape.
I've got hernias. I am a shape. There's no doubt about that.
It's almost like
the Attawapiskat. Oh, what's that?
the trips are marked by no, I was just thinking memories. It's kind of fun thinking about that. I don't know, I kind of just had a thought that it's kind of you can trace back our memories through fish we caught or we didn't catch. And it kind of marks it's oh, the first time I fished with you guys was that steelhead. Oh, the first crazy trip we took was the craziest fish I ever saw was Mitch holding that that pike on the first day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know it's true. We did have those kind of like. I think that's been the cool thing about the 100 episodes is the sort of check marks along the way, right? Like doing the things we wanted to do, kind of accomplishing, all those things. Catching a huge fish, flying trip. We've done all that stuff together,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Kind of wild.
What episode is your favorite? Maybe you already talked about this with Gab.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about this with Gab. It's so crazy because obviously So let me tell everybody at home how we're recording this episode so I don't get confused. We're recording Gab this afternoon. It's like 10:30 right now in the morning. We're recording Aldo because he's got to work. He's at Temagami Outfit & Co. helping Eric with the bar and stuff. So he's got to work. So we're recording now, and then this afternoon we're gonna chat with Gab, and then I'm gonna edit it all together in a nice linear story. But no, that's a good question, Aldo. I mean, yeah, let's talk about that now, and then we won't talk about it with Gab. But we'll definitely ask Gab what his favorite was. But I don't know, favorite episode from the 100. That's a good question because
or top 3 because there could be different.
Well, you know what?
There's two different types of there's two different kind of types of episodes. It's guest and trip, I think. So
guest,
maybe
trip, and then
who's your
kind of just
Who's your favorite guest? What was your favorite podcast?
Well, you know what? It's a very fly question, isn't it? Favorite episode. It's kind of stuff we ask our guests. What's your favorite?
Kind of an
easy.
Thing? It's an easy question to think of. It's not like it's hard hitting journalism, but
it's a nice I don't know my favorite episode. I don't know. Aldo, why don't you go first?
Because I got a bunch too, guys. I would like to talk.
Again, I mean, like it's dumb because they're all fun, but I will say that one of my favorite episodes from our trips has to be the Elk Lake one. I thought that was so much fun, and we were all really loose, and like the beginning when we were like pop the champagne and stuff is like pretty funny, and it was special because it was our first,
Yeah.
And our first trip together. And then I think in terms of guests, I really I think recently anyway, I really enjoyed chatting with Jessica Heidel from Dropped in the Pacific, and just talking about her process of trying to learn from being such an accomplished photographer, but then trying to get into videography, her process going through trying to shoot the movie all by herself, which is a very similar process to us trying to just figure it out. Again, obviously she's like an actual professional and actually trained, so it's a lot different than us, but at the same time it's kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then I really liked our Save the Credit episode this year. I thought that was really, really cool. Mitchie, I thought you did a really great job editing that.
You did, Mitch. I even had people who sorry, Aldo.
No, go on.
No, I was saying I even had people who don't listen to our podcast listen to that one and enjoyed it and commented on Mitchie as well. So that's a good one.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, and it was cool, and it was nice, like telling a different type of podcast, and which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then an interesting segment of time for us, I think, was when we were doing one a week during COVID, because it was just like, whoa, here we go every week. I mean, there wasn't much else to do, but still, it was like, it was pretty great. And then Mark Kurlansky was great too.
Yeah. That's I mean, hell. I mean, I think the way because exactly, I don't know how you say.
There's 100.
There's 100. There's 100.
I always think about the episode we did with James Bond, because I just really like James Bond.
Oh man,
he was awesome to talk to. He's such a cool guy. But you know what? I think it's more
so
like
articulate.
it's the shows where we did people in Ontario. I got to talk to people in our own home province, like guys like like having anglers like. Well, we started with my Uncle Joe. Like that was the first guest we ever had on the show, because it was like, who do we talk to? Well, actually, I think it was Drift Outfitters was the first guest, and then we did Joe episode 4. But having Chris Drift guys on, Nick Groves, and then like the Larry Hallecks and the James Bonds, and these people, Nick and Kiefer and Ian, and having local people on was really fun, because it was talking about our own waters. And I think part of the thing that's been really cool about doing the podcast is getting to learn more about, because we didn't start the podcast as like Ontario angling experts, you know what I mean? And I still don't think we're experts, but the podcast is for us opened up, what Ontario fishing is all about, and
Mm-hmm.
taught me everything I know about, the rivers, the people, the fish, like the culture down here. Because, when I was younger, I'd read forums and stuff, and it was like, what's that river? Like, where's that? But meeting all these people, angling, Ontario anglers, and getting to chat to them about fishing here has been really cool, And then obviously the international people has been awesome, like meeting Chloe and Joe and Matt and Jason and people all over the U.S. and stuff like that. It's been, super, super cool because we never would have met those people. So, yeah, I don't know. Favorite podcast? Let me keep thinking about this. Yilma, what do you think?
It's hard to.
I want to try to pick one, just to be like that.
No, there's no one because there's so many good ones. I always go to the two marks, Kingwell and Matson. I don't know. I just enjoyed them, enjoyed their warmth and their experience and their knowledge. I don't know. Those are really entertaining to me personally, but I love them all. I mean, like you said it really well. Like all the local Ontario
Mikey
fishers and
Mikey Metcalf,
the guides.
John Giuliani.
Yeah,
John
like
it's just talk to him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then all those that are good, the Save the West credit episode, that was badass, and I don't know. And then having Roger with his like radio voice and all those are good.
Much like the rocks you overturn in the river, this podcast has overturned the Rock of Ontario.
Oh my land!
Oh my goodness! Look at this. For you, for us.
To discover the bugs that are our rivers, like that's a bad analogy. I don't know.
No, totally. I hear you, man.
Yeah, but it's a great point, Mitch. Like who knew? I mean, we kind of knew, but now we know even more.
Yeah. It's been really cool. It's been really cool to meet people.
And you even think about the region of Temagami where I am right now. It's like, before we got really busy, I was spending one day a week, like even exploring a little bit more, and it's just like, oh shit, there's just so much. There's so much.
Yeah.
Hey, what's her name's there? Oh my God.
Holly.
Her name. Holly's there.
Yeah, I saw Holly. Holly,
You're so
shout
smart,
out to Holly for
he knows what I'm thinking.
coming on the trip. She's
because Mitch actually said the same thing to me before we started.
Yeah,
but I didn't see her. I don't know. I was on the patio all day and I saw her post.
I don't think she knows. She
I'm
doesn't
here?
know all those there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just there.
Shout out to Holly.
Everywhere.
Holly came with us on that first trip to the Idaho-Piscat River. I think that trip was super, super fun. I just want to talk a little behind the scenes about that trip. Like, what were some of the things we didn't talk about on the show? Or because obviously we've got a podcast episode about it, but I don't know. Like, what was what that as a first kind of big trip for us? I mean, I remember I went to the store and bought a bunch of dehydrated food and was like, what would we do differently? Would we do anything differently? Knowing what we know now, is there anything we would have changed? Probably bring some more apples.
Yeah, maybe more. But at the same time, we were catching Walt, at a lot of shore lunches, so that was.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If there was a way to bring more fresh food, but I don't know if there was.
Yeah.
I think we nailed that trip. Actually, now that we did a pretty freaking good job. It was pretty.
The only thing we'd do, which was now that we have a little bit more funding, is just better camera equipment. But that wasn't really anybody's fault. It was just that we were poor.
Yeah. Totally.
So
exactly.
so I really don't think we. I don't think we really changed anything. Like we caught a ton of fish.
Yeah.
We didn't run out of food. We all had proper clothing.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
were comfortable. We saw the Northern Lights. It's great.
Saw wolves. Yeah, I don't
Saw
know if there was any
wolves.
crazy behind the scenes moments on that trip.
I think we kind of.
I'd say Texas, the ending.
Yeah, the Texas trip. Yeah, we've talked about that too. Where I almost died. We might be going back to Texas, which is cool.
Yeah,
Right, November.
very cool.
So let's see
Very cool.
about that. Actually, an episode that does stand out for me was Les Stroud. That was sick because obviously, Les Stroud was someone we always wanted. I always wanted to get on the show, so when we talked to him, that was pretty sick. Remember that, Yelma? We drove up to Temagami with Andy, and we were staying in the store.
Yeah.
Temagami, the little store they had before they have the big one, and
That was fun. I like Andy.
It's cool seeing that progression too for Eric's business. Like he was our first,
Eric, yeah.
first supporter.
Yeah.
Really,
He was our very first supporter.
first tripping
Eric.
supporter, right?
Absolutely.
And
First
just
trip
to
we
see
ever
where his
took was with-
business
Yep.
where the business was
Episode
then,
10.
where it is now. It's crazy.
Absolutely. It is super crazy. Yeah, that's a good point, Aldo. Yeah, he was the first. I remember Gab, Mitch and I, we went up there and we were trying to search for fish to kind of like, figure out a way that we can bring fly fishing over to Temagami, and we got skunked the whole time, but we had fun. We had fun the whole time. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun.
And we stayed. And what you guys jammed a little bit, played some Gordon Lightfoot, and
Gordon Lightfoot.
well, he played the cover. His cover.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, it's cool. And now we're like sold 4 trips into the backcountry this year. How cool is that?
Yeah, man.
That is cool.
That's awesome.
Funny enough,
There
I
I
was
will-
playing the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald on the way to get my XLR cable, and a gentleman drove up to me at the stop sign and was like, "I love that song, man. I cannot wait to go back to Lake Superior." And start talking to me about he was just like, cause I was playing it really hard, and he was chatting to me about it. I was like, I love that song, man. I'm like, well, yeah, he's playing
this
Massey
morning
Hall
really
in
hard.
November. Yeah,
This morning you drove to my house.
I was like,
and on your way
yeah.
home, your windows were down. You were playing that song, and some guy
Yeah.
pulled up next to you and said, "I can't wait to get back to Lake Superior, man."
pretty much.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Kind of
Well, that's something we
Yeah.
got to do. We got to fish Lake Superior.
Oh, absolutely.
with Eric Lund,
Quality.
who is another fellow that we've done lots of stuff with in the recent
I like
episodes.
that, man.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
the best.
He's the
Start
best.
And
exploring
you can
those-
check out his episodes. When did we have him on? We had him on episode.
We had him so many times.
74, yeah. 71 is the first time we had him on, episode 71. Yeah,
Mhm.
Eric's awesome, man. We've had so much fun with him and gotten to really
Going-
dive into his business and fishing.
Going
Lake
going
Superior would be
back to
dope,
his
though.
one. Oh yeah, Lake Superior was so dope, and we got to
See-
get to the Nipigon.
Yeah, that's another spot. You see the fish they're catching right now in Lake Superior? Like, the people from Esnagami, I think they went and did like a guide trip or something. Like, the guides took a
Mhm.
break and went and fished.
Yeah, they got a week
So
off in the
sick.
summer at the end of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were
Yeah.
catching awesome fish. It was great.
You know what?
And then-
I just want to say something quickly. I know we're talking about
Oh.
episodes and whatever, but I can't
Say.
I don't think I love Attawapaskat, but Mitch, probably my favorite, most exuberant time I've ever had with you guys, and I know you weren't
Yeah.
there, Mitch, was Tulum.
Yeah, right on. Okay.
Probably I don't know why I was like the happiest ever since I was like 6 years old. It's like weird.
We'll talk about Tulum. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it was about I don't know what it was exactly about Tulum, why I made it such a good trip, but
I mean, we caught a shitload
I
of
it's the
fish.
only one I wasn't.
yeah,
I wasn't there.
I almost teared up when I first caught my bonefish, and still I was like a bit of it wasn't 5 years in, I was 3 years in, or 6. Yeah, I wasn't 6 years in, I was 3 years in, and I've never been saltwater fishing before. I think that's might have been what it was, and I was
Yeah.
I was like
3 years in, 4 years in.
3 years in?
To what?
You just trying to count. You're like 1.
yeah,
To fly fishing,
uno,
to fly fishing.
dos, tres. And I
You
caught
mean
my
to
first
your
bonefish
fly,
on it.
like to you fly fishing? That's what you mean?
Yeah,
Like your fly
yeah.
fishing career, right?
Yeah. And I caught my first bonefish, and I actually almost teared up.
Is that
and
where
I
you
just
caught your first bonefish? In Tulum?
What's happening?
Is that where you got your first
Oh,
bonefish?
is that where? Oh, yeah. That's what it was, man. Yeah.
Had
where it
you
was.
fished? You had
Come
fished
on.
Tobago before that once, right?
Like when you were younger.
No, I've never fished Tobago. I've only fished Tobago.
So did you go to Tobago after that trip? Remember, you like
Yeah.
the first time you went. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
went to Tobago.
obviously you've
After
been there.
Tulum.
I mean, you brought your fly rod to Tobago for the first time after the Mexico trip.
Yeah,
is I guess
that's
what I
correct.
was trying to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, I don't
No,
know.
that's-
It was just great. It was just great.
It really
Yeah.
was a great trip. It really,
Yeah.
it had strife when my bag didn't show up with all the fly rods. It
did
had
have strife.
hilarious characters with Rhett and Andy, and Joel and oh my God, that was our first trip with Adis.
Adis. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just too bad, Mitchie, you weren't there. It had tacos. We had a
I
pool,
love tacos. Ooh, float
and it
around.
all came about because my flight was delayed in Florida one day. And I'm weird.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love that.
So amazing. I always keep those.
And then we
eyes
got
open
into
all the-
Tail magazine.
Yeah.
with that trip.
Yelma, what if that was your first bonefish?
Yeah,
bonefish.
first bonefish.
What was
first ladyfish
moment like? You said you almost cried or something. What was that moment?
I did. I almost cried, dude. Like, because it was, I just couldn't believe it. Because I know I've read about how hard it is to catch, and and I just perfected my double haul with Chris at Drift, and I prepared myself so well, and I caught one, and it was like, oh my god.
Well, why don't you take us through the moment? Like, did you spot the fish? Did you see the school? Like, how did it all happen? Like, because
we're going to be going bone
the,
fishing soon, and I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to catch a bonefish. Like what? Like literally, how do you?
Mitch will catch one right away.
How did you? What do you do? What did you do on that occasion?
Well, I was with Aldo was down the beach. I was with Rhett. Rhett pointed to school, and he's like, right there, cast, and I just did, and I stripped, and I.
How far off of the shore are they? Because you're just waiting the shore, right?
Yeah, I'd say about 10 feet, Aldo, 10, 15 feet from the shore.
15 feet offshore?
20? Yeah, they weren't that far. They weren't that far away.
Yeah, they were coming right up.
Maybe 20. Yeah.
They were coming right up to the beach. There was like this big school of them, like feeding. It was pretty cool actually to see.
It was really cool. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And then it was. And then we saw surfing. Oh my God, surfing jacks, which was amazing. That was really cool to see.
Oh man,
they were just like breaching. It was awesome, just riding the waves. And Aldo almost caught a barracuda, a 6-foot barracuda.
Still so frustrating.
So frustrating.
The bonefish thing, you saw them 10 feet offshore. You cast your fly into the middle of the pod, right? Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
And then wham.
It just smoked it. That's
Smoked it. Hard hit. It did. I didn't go into my backing or anything, but it was a nice fight for the first one. And was
it the same day Aldo almost caught the 6-foot barracuda? Different day?
Maybe.
What happened with that?
I think
what was
that
the barracuda?
Day we were looking.
There was like this barracuda that was just kind of hanging around. We'd see it every day. I mean, maybe it wasn't the same one, but it kind of like looked like the same one, same size or whatever. And you would just cast. It was, well, I don't know if it was 6 feet. It was a huge fish though. Like
it was a huge fish.
Wow.
It was a huge fish.
I mean, even 4 feet's big. You know what I mean?
So I had my 6 feet. It's the size of you.
To everybody out there, it's Yilma who's talking, and I say 6 feet.
So it was a 90-foot barracuda. But there's this barracuda just hanging around, and like we were casting, like we had our big rods, like our 10 weights for the jacks. So we had them rigged, and I remember Rob actually he gave us some. He gave me a shark leader, like a titanium leader, and I was like, "Oh, I'll put this on the 10 weight just in case we see the barracuda, because if you don't, they just cut it's like their teeth are 900,000 times even more sharper than like a pike's teeth. So it's like if you don't have something, you're probably gonna lose the fish,
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's just like it just kind of sits there like a submarine, and it doesn't really do much. Like we were just seeing it every day. It was just kind of hanging around, put casts over it, clousers, this, that, the other thing. Didn't matter what. Didn't give a fuck. Like right, And then one day it was in pretty shallow, and I looked at my box and I just saw this like white game changer, and it didn't really it had like a kind of a heavy gauge hook on, and I was just like, well, whatever, if we'll see, because it was kind of the same size as all the little box fish that were by the like really shallow in the surf, and I was like, okay, well, maybe, I don't know. So I cast to it and I start stripping, and it turns and it starts following the fly. And Yilma's right beside me. He's like, holy fuck. And I'm like, I'm stripping. But I'm stripping towards the beach, right? So I'm like, I'm running out of water. And like this thing is like falling. And I literally ran out of water. Like, there was no, and it got to like almost literally almost the sand. And then it just like turned away like a trout, like realizing that your fly is fake. And we were like, fuck, because if we would have hooked that, it would have been like, even if I lost it, it would have been crazy. Because I've caught barracuda in Florida, and it's super fun. They're insane. They're super fast. They like cartwheel in the air. It's a wild fight. It's a wild fight.
That's cool, man.
And this was a big
That's cool.
fish too. Yeah.
It was a big fish.
It was just a good trip.
It's like
It was
90
all
feet.
around.
Yeah.
All around really
Yeah.
good, like really good first saltwater team trip. Like we
Mhm.
got really great photos. Like we got a really great story. Got a good podcast out of it. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, Joel's been posting those photos lately on his account. Shout out to Joel there for going along
Yeah.
too. Joel and Adis.
Yeah. Hey, Mitch, I got
okay,
a question
well-
for you, man.
Yeah, what?
How does
Whoa.
it feel to be wearing shorts, my man? Because you look
What do you
great.
mean?
Because you
What
never
do you
used to
mean?
wear them.
I'm not wearing anything. I'm not wearing anything right now. What do you mean? Oh, do you mean on that last Auto River trip?
Yeah, the Ottawa River trip. But even when you bought those Patagonias, I was like, oh, yeah, bring those shorts out.
Those Patagonias. Oh, yeah, bust out those shorts.
Busted those shorts,
Well,
man.
there's not enough sunscreen in the world, my friend. That's all I'll say
Yeah,
about that.
I know.
I don't let my
Let the
beefers
legs-
out often.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
I know.
I gotta lather those things up with SPF 200. I don't like getting sunburnt on my knees. But you know, that day with Jeff Jackson, I gotta wear shorts, man. You're wet wading in the Ottawa Riv.
Yeah.
You gotta be loosey goose because it's hot. You know, wearing waders is the worst.
Riv.
Remember when we fished in? Remember when we fished Indiana and we were wearing waders like that first day, although and it was like,
So dumb.
I think we them off pretty quick. We're like, this is.
I don't think we did wear them actually. No, we definitely didn't.
No, we didn't, right? It was jeans. I was wearing jeans, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And so I took them off, put shorts on.
So
It's just like melting. Yeah, you can't wear. There's been a couple times where we've worn waders, for the last 100 episodes in really hot weather, and it's like, this is the worst. You got to wet wade, man. It's the best thing about summer. It's the best.
Get a
that's
wet
the best thing about summer smallies. It's wet wading.
Oh yeah, man.
Jeff Parks
Okay, well
would
let
say
me
that.
let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys some. Yeah, it's true. Jeff Parks is all about the wet wades. Let me ask you guys questions. The last 100 episodes. It's been like the last 5 or 6 years of our fishing lives. Over that time, okay, we've had an accelerated fly fishing experience because we've kind of focused on making it a thing. So we've taken trips places maybe we wouldn't have gone. We fished a lot, maybe a lot more than we normally would have. What has been? I want to ask some questions about like what's your favorites. Like, do you have a favorite fly from the first 100?
Mitchie's buzzer beater.
Mitchie's 100. This is Mitchie's 100. Fishy's 5, but it's not 5. I don't know how many it is yet, and I'm spitballing them off the top of my bean. But do you have a favorite fly from the first 100 episodes? Because I can think of a fly that sticks out for me as like, there's actually a couple, but the one for me is the Game Changer. Maybe it was because it's popularized over the last 5-6 years. I don't know. It has for me. It appeared. The Game Changer's popped up on trips across the world for us and just slammed. So I think that's been my favorite. But it's not like I've used that fly more than other flies. But every time I put it on, I'm like, why don't I have 1,000 of these things in my box? They're so dope. They're so good.
I mean, when we
Pike,
made
bass,
that switch
walleye,
in
anything.
yeah, I remember making that switch in Esnagami, right? Because I had like Attawapiskat pike brain, using giant musky flies, which like it didn't not work. It definitely worked. But once we switched to the Game Changer, like, and there weren't small Game Changers either, but still, yeah, man, that fly was huge. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my psychotic use of the squirmy worm. But I think
That's what was the other one I was thinking.
I was having this. I got to fish with Colin Huff, who is also a proponent of the squirmy worm. I think we were both having this kind of funny conversation about flies, and we both said we're like, we're kind of over it. Like, we'll have it in the box just because, like, if you need to, maybe rely on it. But, I'm kind of over it. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say it caught me some of the biggest trout I've ever caught in my life, including including a couple of really great steelhead on the big head.
Yeah, totally, man. Steelhead on the squirm. Episode 33 is Colin Huff's episode. Check that one out because we talked to Colin about stuff. Including the squirmy. The squirmy was the other fly I was thinking about. It's come up over the years quite a bit.
I mean, you made that awesome
I don't fish it.
Yeah, and it's
Squirm
still there. I
Nation.
still think it looks
Squirm
great,
Nation.
I don't even fish squirmies really that much.
It's funny you said Game Changer, Mitch. I caught my first muskie on the Game Changer, but
that's right.
Right in Birchland. In Birchland.
While fishing for bass.
My favorite fly is that
Fishing
little
for bass.
dipsy diver thing that Rob sells at Drift that I love for those largemouth, and I just crush largemouth on your pond there, Mitch. I think that's my fly.
Actually,
Dipsy diver.
yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
no, the day before, I scooted out in the morning because we've got a good friend of ours, all of ours, Nick, who owns Civil Liberties. He's doing a pop-up this weekend.
Yeah.
Here on the patio. Anyway, long story short, he stayed at Eric's cottage for a few days before, and I zipped out there in the morning to fish with him. And I put on nothing was working, and I put on the Dipsy diver.
Yeah.
Because I thought of you. It was just shining at me in my box, and then a pike ate it, and it's gone now. But
Like that Dipsy.
I think those are kind of 3 defining flies for us.
Yeah.
Those are 100% game changer. Dipsy doodler, Dipsy diver, and the squirm. Yeah.
But I think if you look at this year's trout season, we rediscovered the dry fly.
Oh yeah, man, we went hard on the dry.
Yeah, you guys.
It was a blast.
It's great.
I mean, rediscover the dry fly. I always love dry fly fishing. Like, who doesn't love dry fly fishing? But I think it was like more like,
sure.
staying out later, waiting for those hatches, waiting for the rising fish.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Speaking of which, the credit's actually a nice temperature right now. I might have to, because it's cold in here. It's been like 14 at night. So,
bro, it's 18.
But hey, shout out to everybody
it's
that's only fishing when the temps are good. Only fish when the temps are lower, and keep them wet. And you know what? Who needs a photo this time of year? You know what I mean? Let the fish go. We don't need photos this time of year, right?
No.
Stockpile those photos.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep them in the water. Let them go. All that stuff.
Adis called me at like 6 a.m. inviting me to go to the credit with him tomorrow. He's like, "You want to go fishing, man?"
Yeah, we're gonna go fishing tomorrow.
Oh, you're coming.
Yeah. So I don't know. We don't have to like see each other though. Like our people can. It's fine. I'll go fish. I'll text you where I'm gonna go. Just don't go there. Okay.
Okay. Deal.
Oh come on now, Yilma.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I mean,
Should get some breakfast together. I think
that'd
the
be
diner's
great.
open again.
That'd be great. And then I gotta go see Snake
yum,
Eyes.
Yum. What's that? What's Snake Eyes?
It's the new G.I. Joe film. It's the origin of Snake Eyes, which is like one of my
I'm going to see
favorite.
the Green Knight. I'm going to go see Green Knight.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
With Steph? It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good.
Oh, man, I can't wait to go back to a movie theater and eat some fucking popcorn.
It's going to be so weird. Yeah, it's going to be so weird. But apparently it's all spaced out, so it sounds good.
It'll probably be... It'll probably be... The weirdest part about it is how not weird it'll be. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
When we went out to eat in Toronto a week ago, when I was back in Toronto.
Yeah.
And we were just out. I was like, it just kind of feels like being out.
Feels like normal.
I mean, obviously there's dividers with the tables and like at the bar, plexiglass and stuff. So that's the reminder. But everybody was just happy to like not be at home.
Yeah.
I know. Totally.
Kind of dress up nice, shower.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Mitch, what did you learn? Wait, I thought, are we doing more of these rapid fire questions?
Do it. Rapid me. Come on, let's go.
Because you did one.
Yeah, cue me up.
What was one thing you learned about like fishing through our guests that you've applied to your angling? Maybe it's a way of maybe it's a technique, maybe it's a theory or a way of life.
Yeah. It's a good, it's a good question. I think and
I'll start.
Guests.
It was from Alex Ginther's podcast when he was talking about like his philosophy of like don't wait, because obviously he works at a lodge that costs a considerable amount of money to go to, and because it's at the Arctic Circle, but he said that he sees people that have like waited and waited and waited to go, even though maybe they could have gone a little bit sooner, and if you have the means, or if you don't, like if just take that take that trip that you want to go, do it while you can, because you never know. And you want to be able to enjoy
Episode 24.
And yeah, Alex says, he sees a lot of people come up there and they can't enjoy it to their fullest. Maybe they're not in the same shape that they were even a year ago, when they booked the trip. So I like that kind of philosophy of like, why wait? Just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you have the means or if you have the luxury of doing that, it's a luxury. But still. Yeah. If you have the luxury,
I think that's a great...
Just wait. Or Joe, don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Oh, that's a great answer. Because 100%. Don't wait. Yeah, go seize the day. Well, it's like Sim's whole thing right now, right? Fish it well, like you get one life, all that kind of stuff. It's true, go fishing when you can and try to figure out a way to make it work and stop putting it off for,
whether it's
one of
an
those
evening
things,
at the local pond or flying to the Arctic Circle for char.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it's true, right? It's like it's like you're always going to be happy that you stayed a little bit longer or did the fishing trip. You know what I mean? You're never going to be like, I regret doing that fishing trip or going out. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to regret it.
Exactly.
So
Case
it's like
in
the
point when you
Birchland
guys
trip
drive
for you.
fishing. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got excited.
That night we went trout fishing for sure. Like, Yilma left, and we all stayed. And we caught huge fish that night. It was awesome. But yeah, it's just, that's the thing. I mean, you had something to do. But, I mean, if you could stay, and that's it. 100%. Spend your time on the water. I think Monty Burke had a really good one for me, which was kind of more in the, like the whole ethics of catch and release and stuff like that. And he got to talking about, I was like, how do you justify what we do? Like, how do you justify fly fishing, catching a fish, releasing it just for the sake of fun and stuff like that, And he was like, well, you have to just kind of come up with your own reason for justifying it, why you can do it and all that stuff. And I thought that was a good way of looking at it, because before that I was kind of always looking for a definitive, how can we say this is a good thing? But you have to kind of find your own reason, to kind of back up the ethics of it all. And I don't know, I think just making it, your own, making fly fishing your own kind of journey and thinking about it as yourself, as your own, coming up with reasons on your own and not looking for some big thing was a really cool way to think about fly fishing in general. And just this, it is kind of a solo sport at the end of the day. And, thinking about things, justifying things on your own, I think was cool. I really like talking to Monty. That maybe is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude.
Also made me really want to catch a tarpon. His book is awesome if you haven't read it, Lords of the Fly. But yeah. I mean, we've learned so many things from our guests. And we're not like an educational podcast per se.
Mm-hmm. Wait, am I going to go or?
Yeah, please
I'm a
jump
little
in.
baby. I'm a little baby. I like.
Goo goo gaga.
I always go back to Mattson's philosophy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's a philosophy. It's everybody. I think a lot of anglers have this philosophy, but sharing the river, showing people the river so that they can appreciate it. And actually, I've been doing that. I've been showing people, my friend Carla the other day, bringing her out to the river and trying to get her to love it so that she takes care of it, just like kind of like how we do. So I thought that was So that's stuck with me the most, I think, out of everything.
Yeah, Mark Mattson, great episode. That was super fun. That would have been episode 45. Yeah, that's true, man. 100%. Listen, we're at 41 minutes, and I know although you got to go to work, I want to ask one more thing. So that'll make this like a three buzzer beater question thing. But so we've got our favorite guests, we've got our favorite fly from over the years. What are you looking forward to? Like, where do you want to go with this thing? Let's do some future planning right now. What does the next 100 episodes look like for us? Because I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun with this? Or maybe this is where we all quit. Some. You guys quit?
Imagine. And now we're just when we're the most popular we've ever been, we're retiring.
Yeah, no way, man. We're going to keep going. And actually, so maybe I'll start, because we come up with these questions. I already have an answer in my head. I liked the YouTube thing. I want to do more YouTube stuff, 100%, get to that a little bit more. And I also really like doing the episodes where they're more like the Credit River one, where it's kind of more of an edited show. So it'd be fun if we all did those, toss those into the mix every couple episodes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm looking forward to more on location podcasts. I like those a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
I can't wait till we can travel again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's coming up,
Yeah, I can't wait. It's so much fun when we're traveling. Because you get to see these little microcultures, if you will, these little slices of life, whether it be in and around Ontario or the world. You get to see this little pocket of existence where these people live in it every day. Mm-hmm. Let's say Eric Lund or whatever, he's at that lodge constantly.
Totally.
Yeah. Where am I going with this? I don't really know. I just like seeing the going to going to Rockport, Texas. What a cool little slice of life that is. Or going to Livingston to see Chloe. That's a completely different little place. If Temagami versus Esnagami versus Elk Lake, those are all different little slices of life and have their cool little characters.
Yeah, 100%. So more of that. Let's get back on the road. Let's go meet more people. If you like the show and you're in some cool part of the world, send us an email. We
Mitch,
will come
quit the
live
hive.
with you. Mitch, quit the hive. Okay, yeah, sure. I quit. Let's go move to Fiji and fish for Jesus Christ and fish for jellyfish or something.
Yeah, I guess I would say it would be cool to do another 100.
I think we should. Yeah, I think that's the next goal here. Let's try to get to 200, and when we get to 200,
then we can quit.
We'll make some sort of crazy. We'll give everybody a T-shirt. Everybody that listens gets a T-shirt.
Everybody that listens gets a T-shirt. But I think meet more people along the way, and that's what and hopefully I think like Yilma said, just keep introducing people to the water. That's what I like. I guess. Sorry, now I know my answer. I hope we get to do, I hope. When we get to do events again, I always really like that. Whether it be on the water events or tying events or, movie screenings or whatever. It was always nice meeting and connecting the community and then seeing them later on in the river or whatever, or setting up something.
Totally.
To bring them onto the river because, I have to echo your sentiment, Yilma. I do like introducing people to the sport or to, the environment around them. And I'll always use that anecdote of my friends who, work in restaurants or whatever, and I bring them fly fishing to the credit, and they're like, oh my God, this is in our backyard. Which you could say the same for the Don Valley and the Humber River and, but introducing people to what's there, not so far away.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. It's
Yeah. 100%. I'm with you there. Well, let's get to 200, fellas. It's a pleasure working with you. And everybody at home, thank you so much for listening to the show. I know it's been, we've been growing over the years as audio quality, everything else. So if you've sticked around since day one, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's super fun.
Yeah, thanks,
and we
Mom.
can't thank you enough for being a fan, Mom. And thanks for being part of the community, coming to the events, all that stuff, sharing with your friends, and we're very, very grateful. And thanks to all the lodge owners we met and all the guides and all the people we've met over the years. 100 episodes. I'm amazed. I can't believe we did it, but I also so totally can, and I'm looking forward to 200.
Awesome.
Fellas.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Yeah. Oh, wait, Mitch.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people about our sunglass giveaway?
Everybody listening to this, we've got a giveaway for you. Costa pair of sunglasses. Beautiful pair. Although, what part of the Costa lineup of sunglasses is this coming from?
Yeah, well, speaking of thanks to our sponsors, probably Drift Outfitters and various tourism boards over the years, Chums, everyone who's helped us along the way. But Costa is helping us give away one pair of awesome sunglasses from their new Untangled collection. The Untangled collection is is all made from recycled fishing nets. So people that might know or might not know about Costa, but they have an initiative called Kick Plastic. And they're really trying to, because they're all about oceans and whatnot, they really want to get plastic out of the ocean. And part of doing that is making these sunglasses. It's not a new line, but they have released 4 new sunglasses in this line, and we're going to give one of them away. So stay tuned to our Instagram, right, Mitch?
Check out our Instagram page because essentially we're going to be posting the episode image, and if you share it and hashtag the hashtag in that post, which will probably be like SoFly 100 episode or something like that, you can win. We'll randomly, we'll get all the names a week later. We'll put them into a generator like we've done. We'll go live on Instagram and we'll pick a winner. And so these sunglasses are beautiful. Costa obviously makes amazing sunglasses, really, really nice shades. Perfect for fishing. So yeah, you guys are going to want a pair of these. So yeah, stay tuned on our Instagram. Check us out at the SoFly Crew on Instagram, and you could be entered to win this beautiful pair of 100th episode giveaway Costa sunglasses.
There's 4 to choose from. There's the names are hilarious. The Caleta, the Pargo, the Antilli, and my personal favorite, the Santiago.
Ooh,
I disagree.
Well,
The Pescador would be my favorite.
Well, that's fine, but those aren't the ones we're giving away, Yoma.
Those aren't the Untitled collection there, Yoma.
Oh no.
But there is some nice ones in there. So yeah, stay tuned to our Instagram page at the SoFly Crew. Check us out, and you can enter to win.
And that's our 100th episode bonanza right there.
That's 100 episodes. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. That's not the right sound effect. I'm trying to find the right sound effect, but I can't.
That's a pretty good sound effect for 100.
That's not bad. It's kind of good for 100 episodes, eh? Everybody, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And, catch you later. That's it for me, Mitch Aldo.
Thanks, everybody. Really, 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 really appreciate the listening.
Yelma?
Thanks, everyone, and good night.
Take care.
Good night.
I'm trying to be funny. It just didn't work. That was good.
You can find all of our content at sofly.ca. Reach out via email by sending your questions or comments to info@sofly.ca. Find us on Instagram at the SoFly Crew. Thanks for listening.